you mentioned that sometimes like open source things belong to marketing, and I did see that in the past too, like a role like director of open source, and then it turned out later once they laid the person off that it was, by the way, marketing budget. And then I realized why the person wasn't as successful with what they were trying to do, because they didn't really have a lot of leverage on the product engineering development side of things, where obviously everything that touches open source happens. um how do you see that? Like, were you ever able to like put enough influence through that marketing angle, or did you have a similar experience of just being a little boxed in and constrained in what you could and could not achieve?
Yeah, so I would say, to be fair, from a tactical point of view, I've always been successful with speaking marketing. It's something that I had to learn. But at some point, you're going to question yourself as an individual, and you're going to have the hard talk. Do you always want to be telling your manager what is open source 101 every single meeting? It's just up to you. Because at some point, because you report to marketing, the numbers, and that's the funniest thing. Like in my previous role, I spend the least money. Sometimes I don't even spend any money at all. In fact, I type on an existing program and say, okay, how do my team make the most impact to make sure that I don't have to trigger my own budget? So, for example, if they're trying to do like a developer's acquisition, I can come up like with an ambassador program, and that has a lot of like open source effort in it, right? But it can also translate to things that marketing will care about, like acquisition, or in this case, the marketing funnel. Get them, buying journey or whatever term they use. Again, the thing is, in my opinion, this role shouldn't be related to marketing at any point. In fact, if a developer's tool company, I think a lot of people need to learn from GitHub. I think GitHub org structure is a little bit better. Uh, I might be wrong, but I don't think they have the traditional marketing that typical company of their size or less do. All the open source DevRel teams are very product based, product engineering based. Hence why there are a lot of sustainability. Then the ones that put it in marketing, it's not. Trust me. At some point, even if you're good, you have to be careful that you're not selling, because that's not the point. The point is to be as authentic as possible. But then someone is paying your bills. It's like very, very tricky. So I always tend to like what GitHub is doing with their org structure. I think it's a much relatable structure that I've seen so far. It's not the best, but it's one of the ones that I would say makes sense. That is, if you're an open source person or a DevRel person, the way they are with marketing, it's a little bit better.